Boom, boom, boom. And did it pop up on there? Not yet. Yeah, probably take a little second. What's that? What's up, man?
How's everybody going?
Cool, cool. Just starting. How you feeling? Smooth. Oh, it is there? Okay, we good. YouTube. Do do do.
We're here. You're serious?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, it's on live. Is it? Is it doing it?
Yeah, it's part of this meeting. Press the button.
Did I walk through? Did it look like I?
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Nope. So yeah, or anywhere? No.
I think I see you now. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yay. Yeah, yeah, yay.
I ain't trying to have nobody break the ankle, huh? No high heels on stairs.
It's a huh?
It's, oh, there it is.
It's super close, or
That's it.
or is it like
No, you good.
cool right here? Okay, okay.
Definitely a delay.
How much of a delay? Like a couple of seconds? Nah,
We feel like at least 2 seconds.
2 seconds delay.
At least two solid things.
Okay, well, regardless, we're getting started. So we are at the event now. I'm GM. I got my homie Darion with me, and we're gonna be bringing y'all a lot of good information about cryptocurrency and AI. So a little background about myself. I've been in the crypto space 2019, and during the last bull run, I probably was around 2022. I hit a high of like 35,000, and it was probably the fastest lump sum of money that I made in a short period of time. And it opened my eyes to a lot. You know, it opened my eyes to a lot what's going on. It opened my eyes to a lot of where a lot of bigger institutions are starting to pour their money into. And it opened my eyes to how our financial and economic systems are about to change. So today we're gonna give y'all a little information around the crypto and blockchain world, and then also around the AI and automation space. So I'm gonna start with crypto and give y'all a little backstory on the dollar. This is an American dictionary, the English language. It is from 1828. And this right here, everybody knows it as a dollar bill. Now I'm gonna read the definition of what the dollar is from this old dictionary. Okay, so it says a dollar, a silver coin of Spain in the United States of the value of 100 cents or 4 shillings, and 6 bits sterling. The dollar seems to have gone originally a German coin in the different parts of Germany, the name given to coins of different values. So it said a dollar is really a silver coin. And then let's see, now what is a bill? A bill, in law, a declaration in writing expressing some wrong complaints. Oh no, wait, nope, not that one. Hang on. In law and commerce in England, an obligation or security given for money under the hand, and sometimes a seal of debtor without a condition for fetcher or for non-payment. So basically, it's a bill of exchange. It's a note. It's a promissory note. Think of Monopoly. Basically, when you owe somebody something and the dollar bill is used to cover it, and primarily for our dollar bills for covering debt. The reason why this is important is because the dollar has lost over 90 to 98% of its purchasing power in the last less than 100 years. The dollar first started in 1913 when the Federal Reserve brought it out, but it was in the works around 1905 to 1907. The reason why this is important is because Bitcoin came out in 2007 and it didn't really start to take off until 2008. But here we are right now in 2026, and we are very close to when has happened or is happening. In 1926 to 1933, we were starting to go through the Great Depression. And that was when our financial system changed, which is like what we're doing right now. And we got off of silver and gold and we started to use the paperback notes or IOU money. Cycles are continuing and it's looping. So I'm gonna show y'all another video to give a good example of what this whole crypto and blockchain is going to do. This Mark Mark, he be having some good stuff.
Right now, we're 14 years into the next cycle. Now, Intel went up 23,000%. Apple, 1.5 million%. Microsoft, 57,000%. But here's what nobody tells you about these legendary returns. They follow an exact pattern that's happening again right now. Most people are looking at it completely the wrong way. I'm Mark Moss. I've been building and selling tech companies since the dot-com boom. I've been using the power of cycles to drive my investing thesis. Today, I'm a partner at a leading Bitcoin venture fund, and I advise companies building the future of finance on Bitcoin. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the same system, the same signals that we use to make decisions, and how you can use them too, including how you didn't miss Bitcoin and what's coming next. So let's go. All right, so we're going to talk about the 50-year cycle and basically how we can put ourselves in a position to have money just come right to us and right into our accounts. It's sort of like the great one, Wayne Gretzky. He said that I always skid where the puck is going to be. Well, we're going to show you how to get to where the money is going to be. And we understand that because we know that money rotates, it transfers, and it follows predictable patterns. As a matter of fact, one pattern I talk about all the time is a pattern that's been happening over and over and over again over the last 300 years. As a matter of fact, it's happened now 6 times in 300 years. And we can see the beauty of it happening over and over and over and over is that each time it happens, it's more likely to happen again. And we can see that it has a very predictable pattern within it. And if we understand the predictable pattern, then we know that we should be adjusting our strategies within it. It's a blueprint. What I learned early in my investing career, really was in 2008, is there's no such thing as good and bad timing. There's good and bad strategies. And so we have to adjust our strategies as we go through these, specifically through the 4 distinct phases. Now, the beauty for us is that we understand that it's always been the same blueprint. And when we look back, we can see that the richest people in history came from each one of these cycles. The last 50 years, the only way to get really rich was telecom, internet, computers, right? Before that, it was Ford, GM, GE. Before that, it was banking, or it was steel, Andrew Carnegie, or it was Vanderbilt, or Rockefeller with oil. So each one of these technological revolutions, I call them quantum wave cycles, made new generational wealth. And like I said, there's a repeatable blueprint that we can follow. Now, we know that the last one was 1971, which was really represented by Intel, because it was the first microprocessor that brought the entire computer, phone, and internet revolution around. And it went up so fast, it went up 23,000% in the first phase. But then it had a second phase, a third phase, and a fourth phase, and most investors completely missed out. But I don't want that to happen to you, so let me show you exactly how all this works. Okay, like I said, first of all, there is a universal pattern that repeats over and over and over again. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so in this 4-phase pattern, we have 4 distinct phases. The first one is what's called the eruption phase. The technology is invented, everyone's attracted to it, all the speculators rush in, they start pushing the asset prices up, and it's mainly driven by retail people, individual people, small check sizes going in, but there's this frenzy or this eruption that happens. Then we go into the second phase, which is the surge or the frenzy phase. Now this is where the big money starts getting invested. They start getting interested. And the big check sizes come in. Now, this is where the bulk of the move comes from. Now, once it hits the third phase, this is where it's starting to kind of go into everyday life. The returns aren't near as big. Obviously, most of the risk has been gone. And by the time we get to the fourth phase, that is where the cycle is pretty much over. Now we can see, I sort of illustrated here for you, this is about where we're at right here. We're just starting to ramp up to have all of this growth. So it's important that you understand this right now before it's all over. Okay, so now that you understand that there's these 4 distinct phases, let me show you how we look at this. The beauty of this is that while most people think in phase 1, they've completely missed out. The reality is that phase 2, that's our sweet spot. Phase 2 is where the bulk of the money is made, and it's made with a lot less risk. Let me show you how. Now, first off, phase 1 is huge, all right? Like I said, Bitcoin went up by a lot. Intel in that first phase went up by a lot. So it's huge, don't get me wrong. But the problem is that most people get faked out. So they see it go up by a lot, and they think, I missed it. I should have bought it earlier. It's too expensive. Too expensive compared to where it was before. Not realizing that phase 2 is where the bulk of the wealth is made. Phase 2 is always bigger. We can see it in this chart right here. And when we talk about technology, we use something called an S-curve. So an S-curve is sort of how the technology is diffused. And basically the way it works is the time it takes to go from 0 to 10% adoption is the same time it takes to go from 10% to 90%. So this same time is about this same time. And again, this makes it like a parabolic run. Now it gets even better than that. So not only is the bulk of the growth there, it's safer. The other reason why is this risky asset has been shaken out, but also because the money pool is literally 1,000 times bigger. So again, in the first phase, it's individual check sizes, it's mom and pop, it's retail investing. But phase 2 is where the institutions and sovereigns come in with hundreds of billions of dollars. So it's a bigger move, it's a risk-adjusted move, and there's more money coming in. Now, why do these cycles work? Why do they seem to be repeating over and over and over? Well, typically it's because human nature. As much as things change, they also stay the same because human nature always stays the same. So we really have 2 types of investors. Investor 1, which is you and I, we're called the dumb money, small checks, right? Then we have the institutions, the sovereigns, things like that. That's called the smart money. Now what happens is, in the beginning, it's always the individuals, the retail that comes in first. So we get it up off of the ground, we're the speculators, we bring it forward. But then phase 2, the second type of investor, the big money comes in. It always works that way. It's happened with automobiles, it happened with microprocessors, and it's happening in the decentralized revolution as well. It also is because of the technology adoption curve. We talked about this, the S curve that it follows. And we know that it has accuracy, consistency throughout history. Again, this is the 6th time that's happened, and it's repeated the exact same way over and over and over. The key, though, is understanding the timing of how it goes from one phase to the next. That's what holds the key. Okay, so then if that's so important, then where are we in this? Well, what we can see is that the current cycle started in 2010. And again, this is where one cycle is dying and a new one sort of takes over. So what we saw, remember, in 1971 was the birth of the microprocessor, personal computers, telecom, internet. What happened with the internet was started very decentralized. In the beginning, when I started my first internet company, I had to run my own server in my office. Maybe you're old enough to remember that? Okay, but then we got cloud computing. Then we got like SSOs. I log into websites with my Google ID or my Facebook ID. And then somewhere along the way, the internet got super centralized and super controlled. Now we've seen the downside of these centralized systems, and it's starting on a decline. At the same time, we're seeing a rise of decentralized systems going up. And so this is the old way of ending, the one that started in 1971, and this is the next 50-year cycle beginning here in 2010 with decentralized systems. So we can see exactly how that works and why. And remember, these 4 phases. So the eruption phase got it to here, and we are right here. We're about 14 years into this process. And you and I, if we want to make the big money, we have about the next 5 years left to really press in hard. But again, here's what everybody gets completely wrong. They think that they missed out. How many times have you thought that you missed out on Bitcoin, or that somebody else tells you they missed out on Bitcoin, or you wish you could just go back and you could have bought more? But let's look through some historical parallels to see. And we talked about Intel, right? So in its first phase, it went up by 23,000%. And most people thought they had missed it. I wish I would have got it sooner, but they didn't realize that the first phase was barely even noticeable when you looked at the second phase going up by 26,000%. 1,000%. So they sat on the sideline. Oh, woe is me. I never get it. I always miss out. And they sit on the sidelines and they miss the biggest part of the cycle. We can see the same thing happen with Apple. In the first phase of Apple, it went up by 1.4 million percent. 1.4 million percent. It's too expensive. I missed out. Why do I always miss it? They sat on the sidelines, and then Apple went up another 151,000%. But the beauty is, as I said, the risk was pretty much gone. After it had gone up 1.4 million percent, it was an established company. It wasn't going to go out of business. It wasn't like a pump and dump company at that point. And so you had the chance to come in at a much lower risk level and ride this second wave. We could say the same thing with Microsoft. As a matter of fact, look at that chart just together. In the first phase, Microsoft went up 57,000%. Amazing. Most people sat on the sideline and forgot. But the second phase went up by 1.6 million percent. Again, after most of the risk was already gone. This is the opportunity that we have right now today. So while people think Bitcoin is expensive, compared to what? Well, compared to where it was, but what about where it's going? Well, this is a projection of basically what we call store of value assets. The governments keep printing money, the debt system continues to expand, the wealth of the world continues to expand, and where does it go? Well, we typically hold it in money, we park it in bonds, real estate, equities, collectibles, gold, and Bitcoin. This basket in 2020 was worth about $850 trillion. By 2030, it will be worth about $1.7 quadrillion, based off what the government projects it will continue to expand the monetary system through debt and deficit spending. Now, when this goes up, each one of these, real estate goes up, stocks go up, collectibles go up, and Bitcoin goes up as well. What we're trying to predict is what percentage of that basket could Bitcoin get? Well, if Bitcoin could get only 1% of the basket, that would put it on par with gold right here at about $21 trillion or $1 million per Bitcoin. Now, I've broken this down into way more math if you wanted to see it. We'll link to that video down below if you want to go ahead and watch that. But we believe that it can get to at least 1% of that basket by 2030.
Oh, shit. Okay, what? All right, so had a couple more minutes, but the reason why I wanted, well, it's gone now. The reason why I wanted to play this video was to give y'all a little bit of context based on a couple of different things. So I told you before what a dollar bill actually was. A dollar bill is a negotiable instrument, which basically is a note or a promissory note. Oh, I'm off. Okay, I'm back. What a dollar actually is a piece of silver. So give y'all a little bit of the time frame of what it was. 1913, the Federal Reserve kicked off the dollar. 1933, Roosevelt in the Great Depression kicked off. They took back silver and gold. They started to issue in paper debts or paper dollars, promissory notes. 1971, you get off the gold standard. Between 1971 and 1933, our dollar was backed by gold. It was at its highest peak. The purchasing power was the largest. It went way further in that generation than it did today. Right now, it's lost around 99 to between 98 and 99% of its purchasing power. And we on the last legs. Things are not getting more expensive. The dollar is getting weaker. It was actually something I had seen today where Iran dollar had just collapsed as well. So it's not just an isolated thing that's just here, right here in the United States. It's a global thing because everybody is tied to our dollar. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and all that is considered digital currency is the next stage. It's basically the same thing, except for besides the dollar being backed by debt, which is currently backed by, it'll be backed by data. So it's a swap out. Now, also in mention of the technical adoption, that also brings us to AI robotics, and that type of technology. Because I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the craze of what's been happening with the whole AI, everything been everywhere. It's ChatGPT, it's lovable. You got Claude Code, you have Windsurf, you have so many different type of AI programs that are developing these tools that are just excelling. I first got into AI in 2022, right when ChatGPT came out. It was at the end of the year in November, and it has jumped a tremendous amount of development in just it has done something crazy in the last couple of years. So where it's going, if it's done that in 2 years, I can only imagine where it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. Now, the combination between blockchain technology and AI, that's also where the money is because somebody has to actually manage and keep track of everything from network to network, from peer to peer, from business to business. It's a whole global rewrite. And now I'm going to bring into the AI section. We're gonna do a little pause and a little swap out real quick. Oh yeah, it's on a delay. So hang on. Do 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 do. Oh wait, I don't know if. Boop. Okay. And intermission. Okay, and we back. Time for part two, YouTube family. Oops, hang on. Oh snap! My bad, TikTokers.
We're at a pause.
Yeah, we was at a pause, but I just turned the light back on. Oh damn. Um. Well, it got bigger for.
Oh, because you got for his shit, got to be
Yeah,
close.
his gotta be bigger. Huh. Okay.
Bigger and higher.
Yep. Let me say something real quick.
Oh, if it's at the bar.
Yep. Yes, yes, that is. Do do do. And okay. Semi.
I mean, it's
And
weird because there's no zoom. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's,
We good. Kinda good. Kinda
I
good.
think it's good. I mean, we'll move that table.
Yeah, I am. I'm about to go move that. Yeah, grab the silver. Grab silver. Silver is on point. You gotta get the silver.
What you mean?
Oh no, somebody had a piece of silver.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Oh shit! TikToker.
Service.
Oh, fuck.
So like a fraction of that being hereafter.
Good shit. Oh,
I cannot say that enough.
my bad, girl.
You back on?
Yep. We back on. We'll move the bag out right now. Like,
And I just wanted to say.
oh, you want the seat?
No, I'm gonna go back up
Go
there.
down the.
Okay. I was gonna say, did you want me to do the yeah. Appreciate this.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
Try doing
Oh, it's right here. Ooh, what does it look like up there?
It's looking first.
It look
What?
right.
Oh,
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you know what's
Oh, wait. Yep. Let me make sure.
a little tiny.
Yeah, a little bit.
it's like because it's like something that you got and the smells too. And mind you, I grew up around because I used to go to Davis.
Damn.
I was like, easy. No.
Let's just take it a second.
God dang it. My bad, y'all. Okay. They're better? Okay. Nope. Shit. Snap
Taking
it.
a second for it to change on here.
Oh, okay. That's what keep messing me up.
Yeah, so like, if you're good, man, trust me, it'll be okay here.
Okay.
Cool enough.
Yeah, that's smooth.
That's good enough. That's good enough. We gonna start.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
Hey Corey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
It's all
Man,
good.
he just went into some crypto and stuff. I was gonna go to a little bit of crypto, but I knew he was gonna do a lot about
Man, do it.
and cross over into some AI too. So, but I'm gonna give a little bit of history about AI and things about that. But before I get to that, a little background. My name is Darion Jefferson. I am a IT professional. I just did a stint in Virginia doing IT for the government.
Hey.
I can't really speak on what I was doing. Top secret. I'm just playing. I was doing IT for the commissary. Everybody, they have the commissaries around all the bases. So every time they called in about a self checkout, they called me. So that's what I was doing. And before that, I have almost 10 years in the educational system. So I'm a program director. I started an after-school program in San Francisco called Black Male Achievement because we were in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, and all the kids were hopping the gate and buying Roblox cards from Walgreens. So I came up with a junior coach program, and then we had the after-school program, and then after that, I'm like, you know what? I got to do something on my own. I left the school district altogether. I left the school district altogether, and then I decided to fuse my loves for video gaming and children. Then I found a company called CodeWiz, and I was teaching kids how to code through Minecraft and Roblox. So that's a little bit of background. And I've been in AI. No, let me see. I've been working with AI since about 2022, off and on. Now I use it about every day. I use it as a thinking buddy. I use it as a thought processor. And if I have a vague thought, I would even use it to uncover my vague thoughts, right? But before we do this, I'm walking around. I'm going to go upstairs. You shouldn't be able to hear me. I'm doing a recording because after this recording, I'm going to upload the recording and show you guys how I can make an ebook or a podcast off this recording that I'm doing right now. But before I can tell y'all about AI, I got to give y'all a little bit of history because I'm a history type of guy. I'm not a history major of anything.
but I recognize patterns and I recognize things that don't shift. Right. So before I talk about AI, I'm gonna talk about warfare, genetic warfare, is like I like to call it, the food processing and things like that, and how it keeps us in survival mode, and how AI can prepare us to take us out of survival mode. At this right and very moment, because at this moment, if we only have about a few windows to basically get our foot in the door to close the generational wealth gap. I'm just leave it at that. All right. One second.
It's never really simple.
Cool. Hope y'all can still hear me.
If it,
I appreciate it.
internet provides the robustness and
Start with
understand what
So it'd be better to do YouTube just straight live.
All right. So the title of this is The Invisible Apocalypse. Basically, it's about how we did not see the coming of AI because it came in the form of convenience while we were highly distracted. Right? All right, like I was saying before I can talk about AI, we have to talk about the systems that's in place that's shaping the reality today. We know the food is processed. I hope you guys can see that. But I'm gonna just read it out to you guys. Basically, we talk about the food, how the food is ultra processed, information on the TV, bad music, bad podcasts, anything you can watch that doesn't have our greatest of value. So every day it has to do with things that have to be fear, anger, hypersexualization, and consumerism. It's all things that contribute to our demise in a sense. And then we also have the powers that be that are positioning themselves to, overthrow.
Nah, that's only
so I have,
two people in right now.
Drugs and redlining. So just some of the examples of how we are already being in the midst of war.
Thanks.
We are already being duped before we even have a chance to even know what's going on in the race. And now we're going to a little bit about the wealth gap, right? Although I have a college degree, I know a lot of people with college degrees, right? I know a lot of people who went into fields that weren't in their degree, right? That's because we go into fields that honestly don't make any money. I got a film degree, right? We go into degrees that don't make money. High sciences, high law, high medicine. We don't go into these fields expecting high returns. So although we have the most, or we have gotten more degrees in the last 20th century, the wealth gap still hasn't closed in 30 fucking years. All right, I'm gonna just say it just like that. All right, it really don't matter, what somebody has or what somebody knows if we're not sharing and being one in the community. And that's one of the reasons, basically why we are not capable enough to, play in the game when it comes to wealth and things like that. One second. All right. Here are 3 ways that we missed, right? Although, yeah, we do have the powers that be to go against us to keep experiments and things like that, but we have to take accountability for our own onuses, right? We have to take accountability that we actually missed things that could have propelled us or prepared us basically better for the times that we are right now. The dot-com bubble, the dot-com wave. I know, I bet you can count on your fingers on your top 5 of people we used to have in your top 5 on MySpace. MySpace, we used to be coding front end pages, colors, top music, songs, and everything. That was all front end development, software development, coding, HTML, CSS. We were all doing that, having fun on Instagram. On MySpace, while people were actually making careers and things like that. Then we go over to the housing boom we obviously missed. And then I want to talk about the creator economy just a little bit, the Bitcoin and like I said, the crypto the phase that we missed. These are three ways that we could have capitalized on, but obviously, as black people and people of color, we have kind of got other agendas. So here is the opportunity, right? We know that AI is going to reshape the industry, reshape the trade markets and things like that, and job markets, right? The reason why they call, black on black crime, the reason why we do crime against each other is just because of lack of opportunity. The reason that I used to work with students in the school district, and once you gave them an opportunity that they saw themselves as bigger, they became better. So that's the main reason why a lot of our young black males really don't, and females as well, really don't have the structure to overcome not having a lot of opportunities and basically seeing the bigger picture. So it's not about, the problem isn't about, what we don't have, what we don't have, who's done what to us and things like that. Survival mode isn't about bad decisions. It's about bandwidth taxation, right? That means you having too much on your plate to actually do the things that you want to do and live the life that you want to live because you're paying bills, you probably got children, and your children probably got children, and you're only 30, and it's crazy, right? Those are all the factors of survival mode, right? And that's the reason why a lot of us cannot advance forward. And this isn't nothing that's, and also y'all giving facts about history, but this isn't nothing that's stopped, right? The wealth gap still hasn't closed in 30 years, okay? With that, even now, Walmart has a headcount. They have a hiring freeze for 3 years, right? Just to focus on AI and economic growth, right? That says a lot for people in college. That says a lot for people who don't want to go to college. And that says a lot for those who aren't really sure what they want to do in life. Because like I said, usually when you get your college degree, most of us do not go into the job that we want to do. We do not go into the avenues that are, that we set out to be. So we have to get entry-level roles. We have to work at a retail shop. We have to work at, places that you can pay the bills, basically. That time is soon over, right? That time is soon over because the growth of AI. So, although AI is a threat, we can use it to leverage, right? If we plan, knowing what to plan for, knowing what our innate abilities are, plan, and then that's what we automate. I always say, get clarity, times your skills, and you can equal leverage. This is just some bullshit of data, because I know a lot of people say, yeah, AI is bad, the data centers and blah, 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 blah. That's only America with its messed up ways, kind of how they're treating their data centers. China, on the other hand, has their data centers underwater, right? America has their data centers in urban neighborhoods and polluting the water and things like that. China has developments to move their data centers out of developing or metropolitan cities, and they are putting them underwater, basically. So it's not about, it's kind of go back to the point of, guns are bad. It's really, it's not the gun, right? It's the person using the gun that's bad. So it's kind of the same thing with AI. So if there was to be a high pollution level or a high power outage and things like that, AI isn't the problem. AI is the problem. It's the people running AI. So to pick you guys up a little bit, Stevie, AI has been around, right? AI has been around, and we didn't see it because, like I said, it came in the form of convenience, right? ATMs are still, yeah, are for sure still around, but it's lesser tellers. Banks are smaller, and what? Banks are actually making more because of this change. Because more people can get to an ATM faster than they can get to a teller. You don't have to wait in line. Convenience, right? The self checkout, the scopes, what they call self checkout. I seen a bagger the other day. I almost wanted to ask what he was gonna do next year because at this point, there's stores that are not only automating the retail and check-in staff, but the back-end staff as well. Inventory, head count, even hiring and firing. AI and agents are already doing this type of work. So, like I was saying before, those who are in college that are just now getting out of college or probably not thinking about college just yet or don't even want to go to college, just kind of just want to, get a job. Not saying AI is going to take every job, but the competition will be larger, Um, and that's how we see anything. Tasks, roles, and then, then the whole ladder goes. Here are some positions that are, well, not positions, here are some majors and things that are at risk first. We already know programmers and things like that. I don't know how to code worth nothing, but I literally was teaching kids how to code. I don't know how to code at all. I still use AI to help me code. Accountants, legal assistants, people thought that, oh yeah, I can go into law. I can, I'll be safe. Law offices are one of the top ones that are already automating front end tasks. So that means if you did want to go in and maybe work in a legal office and get your feet wet for the first 2 years, you can't even get your feet wet because AI is already doing your job. And then you went to school for it, and now you got this debt and you can't do nothing about it. You can't really do nothing about it because you can't even get an entry level role because most of them are taken up by AI. It's crazy. Like it's really crazy when you actually think about the impact that AI can have on our children. Of course, we know skilled trades are the last to get touched. Electricians, plumbers, air traffic control, those jobs that are handy and hands-on are one of the last who are going to get replaced. I honestly can kind of picture an air traffic control robot right now, like the lights on it and it's moving up around the lane. I can kind of already picture how things are already even going to go. So these are last to get touched, but that don't mean they can't get touched. Sex work, this is fun. So, what I propose a 15-year playbook, If you're a high school student, mid-career, or a parent, kind of just take this time to assess your own skills and assess where you think you're going to be in the next 15 years. Because what you currently are thinking and what you currently are doing and how you got to the point you got to will not be the same for those younger than us and those who are coming up in this bubble, right? So that kind of ends the presentation. I have my auditor up here playing and it's recording the whole thing, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop my auditor and I'm gonna show you guys how from the recordings I can create a ebook or a course to sell based on the talk that I gave tonight. One second. And let me see, while that loads, I have some spaces that I created basically. Um, so I know you guys, or I know parents probably, I know parents basically have a problem with that quote unquote do math, right? AI can be the helper or the liaison for that. What I did here was create a Common Core math homework helper. Let me see, all programmed and instructed by just a prompt. See if I can kind of get this to show you all. Awesome. I'm gonna just use it like this, but I'm not sure. Okay, cool. Here we go. So how this works, here's the instructions so that you guys can kind of get a little bit of idea of how I put this up, right? So the point of this homework helper is to help the parents, not the students, help the parents basically explain or better translate their words and, not get frustrated when dealing with this new math, right? So here's a little bit about how you kind of got to talk to AI and give it some instructions, in order to get what you really want. So enroll. You are a calm and expert parent tutor in the Common Core elementary style math, right? Your job is to help parents get their kids, to help their kids without conflict, right? This is parents will say, well, what if the, AI will give the answers or whatnot, right? You have style rules down here and guardrails. These are called guardrails, and these are kind of how coders think and everything, but this is just in plain language. And these are, how you would not basically, get the answer from the AI basically. Let's see, he's trying to test the problem. 1 second. Here goes a little scenario. Here's a little scenario. Say your kid's in grade 5, and the problem is about decimals, but they want you to explain it and figure it out in a Common Core file, right? Do a little bit of back in here, a little nerdy stuff. So whenever I'm doing any type of search, I always turn on these searches so I get the best answer. Right now, what I'm in is Perplexity. I guess I should have told you guys this. I'm in Perplexity, and it's a large language model. Basically, it's a like ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, things like that. But you have all of these in one, so I can switch from ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever I really want. So I'm gonna go with Sonic, Claude, because it's the best for kind of like coding and things like that. And let's test the space out and see what it did. And while we're doing that, we're gonna check on our transcript. Okay, cool. Our transcript is done. So let me put this on. This is all my whole transcript, basically everything I talked about from my opening on how the invisible apocalypse and how we need to be prepared and how AI has been here and everything I've talked about this far has been, I've been taking notes on auto, right? And what I can do is I can copy this whole transcript, right? Give me 1 second. I can copy this whole transcript. And then I'm gonna put it in Notebook LM and I'll make a ebook out of it real quick. Put this on the back. Let's check back on my map here. This is literally how I work at home, you guys. Like, all right, so, and this is how it breaks it down. It gives you strategy, exactly what to do, and it gives you step by step on how to do the problem, right? And then it gives you a script on how to explain it to your child. And once you know your child and things like that, and you know exactly what you want to do. These are parent and coaching things to say. So it's coaching you on how to do the math while you're helping your student on how to do the math. Okay. Now let's check back on our note. Okay.
Hey, what's the name of this song?
It slapped.
You actually dance.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
Give me 1 second. All right. Let's talk about that. There we go. All right. So we have the transcript from everything. Well, this is kind of stuff we are talking about earlier, but this is the transcript and everything, right? All I will have to do is old school way. Oh, God. Anyway. Well, copy. What I will go to here. Now I'll go to Quantity. I can't see my slide. Technical difficulties, y'all. Technical difficulties. All right, cool. All right, this is my check, aka my third brain, right? This is my prop optimizer. I run everything through check. You can see these are all my ideas that I have and everything that I have to do with my business and everything. I run everything through check because Chet has no remorse for ignorance and always full of abundance. He'll tell me like it is. If it's a dumbass idea, he'll tell me, hey, actually, you probably need to reframe it like this. And you probably need to think about things like that. Chet tells me about hidden opportunities, risks, different things I'm not even thinking about when I'm prompting. So usually when you want to prompt, you want to give it a identity, act as somebody, and give it a role and things like that. With chat, you don't have to do that. You can talk plainly and it'll give you a good input. So let me see, let me just say it right real quick. Give me a prompt for a notebook. I have honor those. Damn y'all. Damn y'all. Damn y'all. So it's still processing some. Oh my lord. Yeah, nah, fuck it. Let me see if it goes for the sound. Right, what's that? One second.
I ain't gonna lie, this playlist is kind of fire.
I love it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
It is.
Yeah, bro, I see you cracking, and I can't let the song in, bro. You better like these things.
Man, I know I'm bad, y'all. I actually got to play this at the end. Yeah, okay, y'all. There we go.
You know, background dancer. Dance. Like you feel. So like it. Like
All right. And, cool, cool. All right, cool. Now, crazy, man.
great, great. Let your brain process slow down.
No, I see the problem. It's still processing the whole. So that's why I can't do it. Okay, it's still processing the whole. Basically transcript for me to do the notebook element. But let me just try to give a generic prompt for notebook element. And then I'm gonna just use my Google Notes and see if that'll work. This is how IT really is, y'all. Like trial and error. This weekend. And so what Notebook LM is gonna do is what Notebook LM is gonna do is gonna give you a whole process basically on how to do it, where to publish it, how much it's gonna cost, and everything, right? Check this out.
Sounds like them over there in Stranger Things.
And so Perplexity is good because it checks multiple sources, not just my Google Drive, but it checks everything on the web. All right, just how smart chat is going to ask me some clarifying questions so they can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, right? I'm going to skip these because I don't feel like answering them, but this is just how smart chat is so it can kind of give me the best output. Usually with ChatGPT, it'll just give you an output without asking you any of these questions, but how I prompted in the instructions is the reason why it's kind of answered these questions, but I don't really want to answer them for the sake of time, so I'm just say skip them and give me a generic prompt. All right, cool. Boom. Here we go. It's kind of long, right? It's not good. All right. So you can kind of see how this, if I was to just type this in without chat, this is how detailed the prompt actually has to be. I don't have to be that fucking detailed because I got chat, right? Now, in Notebook LM, it's kind of crazy. It plays text, so I'm gonna go back. Sources, videos, YouTube links, anything you wanted to basically get more info on, and make your, I guess, book or whatever you're doing, podcast more stronger and give it more context, you can do that. I'm just happy to paste it. Boom. Hold on.
Oh, snap. Ooh, lights. Continue. Oh.
So here we go to studio right here. So if you wanted to create a data table or anything, or kind of teach this to a class or anything, I'm not going to do it right here because it costs, but you can create a video overview of your project and it will do it. I accidentally click generate video, but this is an example how you would let me see, how you would want to, structure a different project. Let me see, I can't see the whole thing. So, okay, well, so my computer just fell. So I guess I'm gonna end it there. I guess I'll upload the actual thing as a YouTube video and share it out. But I'm doing too much things on this laptop and it kind of froze on me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Okie dokie. We'll catch y'all on the next one.